Good morning. I just like doing these streams to see what you guys are thinking and what you guys want me to talk about. I have a lot to talk about today, but it's always good to touch base with the people. Talk to me, guys. So 9:30 a.m. today, Pacific Standard Time, so in a half hour, I will be at dlive.tv/Owen Benjamin Comedy. I will be showing Mountain Bear's new masterpiece. I have a lot of good gravy. But what do you guys want to talk about? Anything you want. It's time to touch base with the people. With the humans. Morning. What's up, Patrick Price? Good morning. You too, Tiger Morning. Baby alpaca? Oh, yeah. We just got another alpaca. Like another one of our alpacas that we didn't know was pregnant just gave birth like 2 days ago without us even knowing. I got some in my beard. Do you have weights? No, but I've been doing a lot of burpees and plyometric type exercising. I'm losing a lot of weight right now. It's pretty sweet. It happened after Amy gave birth to the new one. My hormones shifted and I started crushing again. I think dudes are supposed to get fat when their wives are pregnant or they have a new baby. It's like part of the process. Hey, look, a bunny. Check this out. What are you doing, little bunny? Weird looking bunny, but pretty cool. Hi, little bunny. I got a lot of good stuff to talk about on my stream today. It's going to be the economy of morality. How do you approach fasting? I don't fast. I do sometimes, but I was getting too bitchy. Like I get too emotionally erratic. I've been doing. How's the piano sound in the barn? Oh, amazing. I'm getting it tuned to 432 in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Fires seem like the Western U.S. is burning. Yeah, definitely. I'll talk about that. It's always burning. A raccoon killed my favorite chicken. He didn't get away with it. Good for you. But the best way to deal with pests is a strong barn door. Clean up the poop and put away the food. You can apply that to everything. You know, hunting down that specific raccoon. Although I've done it, I've hung weasels' tails on my wall. I'm a guy of action. And it's a waste of time. Yuri Bezmezov is being exploited on squirts. Don't care. How is Amy and the baby doing? Wonderful. BB, anything with his reports of stockpiling of food, nonsense or legit? BB, I don't care at all. Yeah, you should have your own access to a garden. You know, fear porn is just everybody squirting out there. Guys, there is a path out of that, and it's very simple. And when you do it, you start being like, ugh. You know, one of my buddies sent me like one of the Rockefeller plans or something, and I was like, before I read this, I want to send them my plans for Bertaria. Maybe they should start reading my plans. Why do we keep reading their plans? I don't care about their plans. It's from the minds of grabblers, like just madness. Be like, I want the Rockefellers to go to thegreatbeartrail.com and see what's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like flip that. We're putting up a garden bed today, yes. Dude, people are obsessed with the plans of the wicked. It's like, yes, there's hard times coming for a lot of people. It's already here. It's already happening. Obviously. That's obvious. Like we're in an apocalypse. But that it's personal. It's man to man. It's family to family. And people that mean well and do good and crush, they're going to experience hardship or not. But either way, it's all good because hardship and pain is a blessing if your intentions are good. You just don't get to see it sometimes for years or even in this lifetime. But it's mathematically provable. God plans total and complete. Yeah. Grabbers are found. Yeah. But they always fail. This is a never ending thing. It's just right now, it's coming to a head in a really, like, very, very visual way. I bet for a lot of people that have been very virtuous people, they've seen this stuff forever. I think that this is always like that. I think that, you know, there was probably people all the time that if they were based enough and tuned in enough, they would see this constantly. They would be like, why are you abusing yourself like that? You know? Anyone who spends all their time in the city or coastal towns in California can be scared easily once they have the hills. Recommendation for children's Bible story. Start with Genesis. and parables. Parables and Genesis, I think, are great for kids. They're great for adults. Guys, I'm obsessed with Genesis. Genesis is like so, and that it's so just like so few words with so much meaning. Hey, buddy. You gonna go play with the bunny rabbits? Go play with the bunny rabbits, Charlie. Again, so dlive.tv/Owen Benjamin Comedy at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is a pre-stream stream. Yeah, stay away from people's interpretation of the Bible. That's how they get you. If people just found the Bible in the wilderness and read it, they'd be so much better off than if they listened to their weird, creepy pastors and all their interpretation books. Like, no, you have to read this book to know what this means. It's like, don't do that, dude. Trust your gut, and don't like try and appeal to people when you don't understand. Children's books are awesome. Just bought an 1883 farmhouse on 10 acres. There it is. Dude, there it is, man. Getting back to the basics. The truth never left, and the truth's never changed. Genesis tells men to be circumcised by Ira Special Boys, LOL. Which part? I gotta reread that part. I don't read that part. They have to clip the tips. Yeah, check out this bunny. You guys are missing something awesome right now. Hang on. Watch this. Philadelphia Collins is cooler than Phil. We are buying land in New Hampshire soon. Good. That's awesome. The gut microbiome has more DNA than your own body. Yes. It was a different covenant. Jeez. Yeah, I don't care at all about that. Hey, buddy. That's true. The Bible's original grammar. No, the Bible's awesome. There you go, buddy. Children's books are so gravy that vets are to healthcare. Good morning, the Big Bear. What is your thoughts on I don't care at all. I don't watch a lot of pastors. The only religious guy that I like watching is E. Michael Jones and Wrangler Star and Vox Day. Like those guys, when they talk about the Bible, I really like it. When pastors usually talk about it, I don't care. And that's no offense to Steve. I've never listened to Stephen Anderson. I don't listen to pastors really until they get their little tax write-offs in order. And that's not a diss. I just don't care. I like listening to people that have a lot of experience in life. I don't want to talk about if Jesus was circumcised. I think that's a horrible waste of time. God Within Bible is a nice guidebook, signpost to God. Bible's awesome, but circumcision is not. I know. If anyone wants to keep talking about that, I'll ban them. It's like literally retarded. 5 people together moving next week, 22 acres. There you go. Stephen Harrison fears God. Good. Everybody that doesn't will. Stephen Harrison, I don't care. Anybody wants to talk about it, they'll just get banned. I literally... Let's talk, like, what do you guys want me to talk about on my stream today? Patterson is based but kicked off everything, but he's super globe-tarded. Guys, there's so much to talk about that isn't like the thoughts and feelings of another dude. I'm so sick of just dudes on the internet. I like the Bears. I'm just so sick of people wanting to know my opinion of other dudes. Where it's like, well, what do you think of what this guy said? I'm like, what? I just listened to my Mormon best friend talk about, a lot of Mormons are really cool. I just like watching Mormons live. Like some of my favorite homesteading channels are all Mormon. That's how the best way to understand biblical truth is just watching people do things. Talk about how to keep insects and pests away. You don't. That's part of it. Like if you have lettuce that has like a little bite in it, it means it's healthy. And then you take a bigger bite. You're always going to get, insects and stuff. It's part of life. If that wasn't there, you wouldn't have decomposition and you wouldn't have a cycle of life. They're great. And there's cycles to it. Aphids are eaten by ladybugs and ladybugs are eaten by birds and birds are eaten by bigger birds and bigger birds are hilarious. The West Coast is bring the pie back. I will. Still thinking about how amazing that homemade blackberry pie. Yeah, it's amazing. Slugs are a problem. See, the best way to get rid of slugs is don't give them the environment to grow in. Like, for example, a damp, moist, dark, like leaves and stuff on top of your garden beds, they're a problem. Don't allow the environment for like legitimately damaging pests to grow. But other than that, chickens eat pests. Chickens eat all the larvae. Ducks eat slugs. There's slugs. Yeah, beer kills slugs too. It's hilarious. BB, what are your thoughts on plant first when you get to... Well, right now it's all about animals. Getting our chicken set up. Dude, guys, our setup is going to be insanely cool. Dude, there's like pear trees, apple trees already pumping on the property. We have grapes, nectarines. Dude, insane. And we're setting up the greenhouse. Just a lot of leafy veggies, a lot of root vegetables, like a lot of potatoes. But the milk and eggs are the first priority, and that's big. And we're crushing with that already. Milk and eggs is huge. Eggs is the perfect protein. It's also hydrating. If you eat raw eggs, I don't eat raw eggs. I'm just letting you know, I think it tastes weird. But raw eggs are super healthy. And they have a lot of good water in it. Perfect protein, like designed, just unbelievably good. And we're going to set up a farm stand, which is awesome. I want cold and hot spring on my property. There you go. That's a special boy right there. How do you move alpaca? Horse trail. Yeah, I'm doing at least 5 trips. Ryan's going to follow me, too, on one of them to really bang it out. Land flowing with milk and honey. Yeah, dude. Honey's big, too. You moved? Well, I'm still here. No, keep sending bear mail here. I'll get a new P.O. box, though. I'm keeping this land. What am I going to sell it for? Money? You know what I'm saying? It's hilarious. BB, I'm not sure how to approach the Santa subject with my kid. I'm going to do a stream about that tomorrow. I have a lot to talk about today, but the relationship with your kids is big. Because if you want to be able to tell your daughter when she's older to not date the bike thief with all the answers and the gold teeth, you got to make sure she trusts you. And if you want to tell your son that heroin isn't a good solution to unemployment, you got to make sure he trusts you. But at the same time, you don't want to alienate your kid and be truth or dad where everything's a lie. Everything's a lie. So there's a way of doing it. I'm still working on it myself. Because your wife's going to want them socialized. Like, you don't want your kid just telling every other kid that everything's a lie, or else you get ostracized, which is damaging. But at the same time, you can't look them in the eye and say, buddy, someone walked on that moon. If you think it, like if you believe it, it's fine. It's about if you know it's false, do you pass it on? And how do you do it? There's a way to do it where it's like some people believe this, or we'll do a whole stream on it. But it's a real topic. You don't want to just be like, it's all a lie, bro. It's war by deception. Quiet wars for silent weapons for quiet wars. They're like, But at the same time, you don't want to be like, the Muslims hated our freedom, so they took down all these towers, What's your opinion on parents banging their kids? It's fine as long as you do it properly. As long as it's, if it's, you should never have to do it if you do it more than once or twice. If so, you're doing it wrong. And it should be cold and without anger and without wanting to hurt anybody. The whole purpose of discipline is to guide them away from danger. And so however you can do that, do it. If you take it personally, if you're mad at them, no, don't do anything at that moment. But whatever can communicate to them, do that. And if you find yourself having to spank them a lot, you're doing it wrong, and don't do that. It's last resort. It's supposed to deter. I've never spanked, but I understand the concept. I've done isolations. I've done withholding of stuff. Usually I just bark. Like whatever Amy says, I just say louder from behind her. But, I'll let them cry in their room with the door closed while we're all having a good time. And, I know it hurts your heart, but if you don't do that, your kid's going to end up an asshole. It's whatever works. You know, having them watch a Disney movie with a bisexual character and a love interest is infinitely worse for them than spanking them. Like infinitely. It's not even close. So the thing to watch out for is emotional, like an emotional reaction with violence is bad. Hitting your kids is unnecessary if you're a good parent. You know what? You're banned for life. How's that sound? You are just a special, special boy. 100%. Yeah, I'd love to just take a peep into that guy's life. Hitting your kid is unnecessary if you're a good parent. Okay, buddy. What if your kid is walking around behind a donkey? And if they do that, they get kicked in the head and they might go blind. Like, let's say you live a life with actual risk. Like, not one of your gay little condominium lives. Not like, Timmy knows to get in the car seat. Let's say you live in a world where if they disobey you, they get kicked in the fucking forehead and their skull breaks. Okay? Let's say you live in a world with actual animals. All right? And your kid nothing seems to work. Now, do you say, well, if you're a good parent, no. You have to make sure they know to listen to you and that your punishment is worse than their will. If not, they can just meander right behind a donkey and get fucking whacked in the head. And then as they're walking around drooling, you know, thinking Ben Shapiro makes a lot of sense and they can't hear out of one of their ears and their eyes fucked up, you can think, but I'm such a good parent because I didn't lightly spank them in order to make a point. That guy is a bitch. All right, I got 5 more minutes. Anyway, dlive.tv/Owen Benjamin Comedy, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Every punishment you have to think as a parent is the other option way worse. Yeah, if you live in a condominium like pamper life, yeah, spanking makes no sense. If you live in a life with actual threats, like actual predators, like if you go out there, like if you disobey me, you're gonna die. Then you, like, a lot of people don't think that way though, because they have their asshole wiped by fiat money. Let's say you live on a farm where there are animals that if you poke them, they will stomp you until you stop moving. Okay, so then what? Do you just take away their iPad? Do you not let them watch their little movies? Come on now. There's a specific years we got spanked, but it's definitely a thing they grew. If your parent likes it, if your parent does it when they're mad, yeah, that causes insane scarring. That's damage. But it's damage that they can grow from anyway. But the parent will lose from that. The parent will get less respect from the child later in life. All right, anything else? Timeouts and withholding stuff works 90% of the time. Spanking is reserved for intentional rebellion. Well, or pressure point. Like, you know, you have little spots in your body, like right here, where if you just do that, it has like an unnatural amount of pain and causes zero damage at all. And isn't like a big movement with a big sound. Or like right here in your finger, like in between your thumb and your finger, if you just put pressure on that, your body feels like a not proportional amount of pain. Almost like a shock collar or an electric fence. That's a good alternative. You know, it's about teaching the lesson any way you have to. And it's not because you're annoyed by them. It's not because they're being noisy or they're hungry or they're like running too much. That's not what I'm talking about. They won't stop going in a pond with a shark in it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when you address that. It's not because you're annoyed or tired. My husband used to do that to our son sometimes. Yeah, dude, you just think what will work. I was spanked once as a kid and I threw up. Whoa, that sounds crazy. My mom would flick. I got spoons and belts. Just always ask, is it because you're annoying your mom? If so, that's child abuse. Or is it to teach a lesson that'll save the child's life? Because then later in life, the kid will be like, wow, thanks for that. Versus like, you punched me because you were sad, you know? And guys, there's no winning when you're doing bad shit to people. Like that's why the parent ends up in a nursing home. You know, it doesn't hurt the kid. I mean, it hurts the kid, but you know, that's what I'm going to be talking about today at dlive.tv/Owen Benjamin Comedy at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is the economy of morality, because you can't escape it. Like if you abuse your kid will give you less grandchildren. They won't care for you when you're old. You know, they'll end up with they'll bring shame to your family. There's no getting around it. You got to do what's best as much as you can. And if you did what's best and you were wrong, it's okay. The problem is, did you know better? My mom locked me in the basement because I missed it. My brother's dad abused me and used 2x4 to hit me. Sometimes I deserved it. Most times he was a drunk retard. Nice. I mean, not nice, but thank you for sharing. My mom used to make us get the Switch. Okay. Well, you guys, why don't you bust out the diary today and just, work it out? My dad uses voice and tone a lot. Mom, objects swing away. Yeah, women are more violent with kids when they're stressed out. And it's because a lot of men don't protect their women enough. So their women get so stressed out that they literally become psychotic. That's why you get more violence and irrational beatings from women than men. Because so many men are cucked and weak and unable to say the truth. And they're like, yeah, Debbie, you should work too. And so the women, they reach a point of breaking mentally and they become literally psychotic. All right, 3 more minutes, kids. God is our Father and disciplines well. Oh, dude, there's no better discipline than reality, than the truth laid out by the creator of time and space. That's why it's all about giving your kids the best tools you can. Men learn about the conscience of their violence very early. Consequences, yeah. My dad made me look at him while he cried in the basement. Dude, one of the worst punishments you can do as a dad is lie to your kid and be weak. My dad used to cry every time he took a bath. I would have rather he beat me. I just hear him crying in there. Just taking a bath and just weeping for no reason. It's just a lot. Or just crying now I find it funny, but that's what happened to my buddy. Good morning to you as well. All right. The level of sinks lately has been wild. Oh, dude, it's amazing. I'm glad the Bears are such fine people. Oh, dude, great people. Forgive your parents. Forgive your parents. It doesn't help you at all to be mad at them. Trust me. I know. People must know the difference between a beating and a spanking. Right, there's a difference between discipline and abuse. If you had a bad dad, be a good dad. Exactly. And the more you forgive your dad, the more you understand why he was like that, and the more you just see it as lessons. They pay for it. You don't pay. They do. So it's like the punishment's already been done. They're like gasping for air in their basement, terrified of an invisible thing. It's like you don't have to do anything. It's already done. Your dad sounds like mom in the house growing up. Right. But you can only do it to yourself. There's no way to do it to other people. I got a lot to talk about today. Yes, it's easy to criticize the parents. Love is a challenge. Well, forgiveness. You don't have to love them. Forgiveness. Honor them by being better. But you don't have to love. If you love everybody, then what is it? When I tell my wife and kids I love them, is that the same as how I feel about my disgusting father? No. Then the word love has no meaning. The word love is used for wicked people to commit sin. Love lives here. You see these signs everywhere. Someone should put pedo before the heart. Pedo love lives here. People say love, and what they really mean is sin. It's like, no, you don't love the child you're sexualizing. You hate them. Love is beautiful, and love is very specific. And when I say I love you to Amy, it means something much different than when people say tolerance and, love lives here. No, just like sin lives there. Sin. When you say love, you mean acceptance of horror. All right. We need balanced emotions. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not a big balance guy. BB, my mom's amazing. I'm trying to get her to Idaho. You're mad at your dad, not me. I forgive you. Sandler and Big Dad. Right. Sandler's got some good insights. He does. I know it's easy to maybe he does weird stuff. I don't know. He's like real Jewish in Hollywood and real rich and successful. I get it. I like him. I think his movies are there's some weird shit in there, but in general, I think good insights into life. Maybe that's what was meant by love covers sin. I don't know. All right, guys. Unauthorized.tv, also thegreatbeartrail.com. But in 10 minutes, I will be at dlive.tv/Owen Benjamin Comedy to discuss the economy of morality, Mountain Bear's newest home run, and some other great gravy. I have a lot going on today. Did your father change when you were growing up? Yes. Yeah, it's when you accept lies, your mind slowly breaks and becomes evil. You can prove it. That's why no matter, I don't even look at politics. I like Trump more than Biden because he lies less. Like, just that's all and I'm not even into politics, but like you can objectively say that guy says less false things. So that means his mind is most likely less evil. Like everything Joe Biden says is a lie. And so that means his mind is warped. Trump, for all his faults, and he has many, and politics and everything for how insane it is, Trump will say true things. So whether or not he follows through, if he doesn't follow through, that's on him, not us. You understand? This is the economy of morality. So if he says something true and then doesn't do it, or is doing it to lie, to manipulate, that falls on his shoulders, not ours. You know? Yeah, he's definitely less corrupted. It's objective fact. Like when you see a guy that can just simply say the tree has green leaves, you're like, oh, you're less gone. That's it. And that's not even arguable. Like everything Joe Biden says is fake. All right, I'll see you guys. Biden is a puppet for Marxist intellectual. Dude, it's the devil and God. Marxist intellectual doesn't mean anything. Those are all branding scams of the same thing over and over and over again. Don't get into isms and ists and all that shit. The branding is just a way to play Russian dolls. You know, conservatism, neoconservatism, conservative. Dude, just good, bad. That's it. Lies and truth. The good, the true, the beautiful. Symmetry, harmony, atonality. Is what you're saying based in reality or based in the demons in your mind? You know? All right. I'll see you guys.